What's going on, wrestling family? Welcome back to the channel. So Sunny V2 has cooked up a video, and this one is called The Rock is losing thousands of fans per hour? Per hour? Why? It literally says why up there, but thousands per hour is crazy. It doesn't matter if it's fans, subscribers, followers. That is crazy for a celebrity. And usually when that happens, usually a celebrity has said or did something very egregious. And if The Rock has done something lately, I am completely unaware about it, because when I go online, I just post, I check a couple things, and I get off just to protect my sanity, because I see how people end up when they stay on social media too long, or I see the stuff they be doing online all the time. And also, I don't really care about what celebrities do in their personal life like that. As long as they're not hurting people, I really don't care. And that also applies to other people online. I don't really get in people's business. I don't really care like that. So I am completely unaware about what's happening here. But we're going to find out. And before we get started, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Let's figure out what The Rock is doing, man. This is crazy.
The Rock just made WrestleMania's most disliked video ever, and through some terrible podcast appearances, a completely out of touch fundraiser, and his reputation as a walking, talking advertisement, the world's fakest celebrity has for the first time ever seen a fall in Instagram followers. But the biggest contributor might be his endless list of lies on everything from his movie earnings to fast food consumption. For example, back in 2017, The Rock posted this photo to his Instagram claiming, "I've never been to In-N-Out before," which didn't seem all that serious until roughly 5 years later, when in August 2022 he'd post the following video.
"This is the very first time that I have ever tried an In-N-Out burger, or In-N-Out fries, or anything from In-N-Out for that matter."
He'd therefore claimed for a second time it was "my first ever time eating In-N-Out," yet he might not have been guilty given he'd also said this.
"Now, I've picked up some In-N-Out burger before for some buddies of mine. I've never tried it, so this is a first."
That would be until December 2023, when The Rock claimed for a third time he'd had "my first In-N-Out burger experience," also pretending like he'd never even tried fast food before. "I didn't know the lingo, didn't know who to pay, where to pay, didn't know shit," before adding some self-congratulatory comments about leaving a massive tip. This led to mainstream media articles and a 6 million view Penguin Zero video.
"This is the third time he's done it. He keeps pretending that he's trying In-N-Out for the first time every couple of years. The other two videos are still on your Instagram page."
Forcing the
And the thing is, guys, do not lie online at all. On Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, it doesn't matter, because Charlie and CoffeeZilla and the internet itself, they're gonna be on your head. These are the Batman of the online universe. So you gotta go back before you post anything. You need to go back and figure out, hey, did I say something that's gonna contradict this? Okay, it's cool to post it. Let's just do it. Because these guys, they be waiting for that content. But they do some good work, though. I gotta give it to them.
Rock to change his description by adding, "my first ever In-N-Out burger experience again. Thanks to the fans who reminded me that I went to In-N-Out years ago and totally forgot about it, but there was another lie that did way more damage." Black Adam was—
Okay, so with that, guys, this is really quick. I don't get too upset about people, lying about their fast food. It's kind of like, why lie about something that small and that dumb? That's the only thing. The lying part is the only part about it. But what people eating as far as fast food and lying about that really isn't that big of a deal. And there's a chance, right? I'm not saying it's okay for him to lie, but there's a chance that maybe he did actually forget, because he did own up to it and say that, "thank you guys for reminding me." He could have just lied and said, "Oh, that wasn't me, that was AI." Well, The Rock AI wasn't back there like that. "Oh, that wasn't me, somebody hacked my account." Well, your voice was in the video. So how many people out there actually sound like you and has access to your account? So he could have pulled that angle if he wanted to, but he didn't. He just owned up to it and said, "thank you guys for reminding me." And with him being a person who is very busy when it comes to his schedule, it's a pretty good chance that he may have forgotten. Now, the part that doesn't make sense to me, I just knocked my phone on the ground, that doesn't make sense to me is that I'm going to remember when it's my first time doing something, especially when I take the extra step to post it online. I'm going to remember that part. So how would you forget your first time eating an In-N-Out? I don't understand that at all. It makes no sense to me. But to lie about something that small makes me look at people like, you don't lie about a burger. What else do you lie about? But I don't know. I don't know him personally. Maybe he forgot. I don't know. But let's figure out the other stuff that he's done supposedly.
released in December 2022, yet after its theater run ended, Insider published an article reading, "Box office bust, Black Adam faces theatrical losses." The article explained that the film needed to earn around $600 million worldwide to break even, yet box office experts believe Black Adam will stall out with less than $400 million globally. Now the movie stands to lose $50 million to $100 million in its theatrical run, although only 3 days later The Rock was saying the opposite. Waited to confirm with financiers before I shared this excellent Black Adam news. Our film will profit between 52 and 72 million, fact. Also attaching a Deadline article which stated, "There's some snarking going on out there that Black Adam is poised to lose 50M to 100M, and that is simply just not true. The movie is bound to break even and be in the black." Well, it turns out this article was written with false information that The Rock had personally leaked to the journalist to make his film seem profitable. After 25 years, we finally found out what The Rock is cooking: the books. But the thing that's really cooking his reputation is perhaps the cooking itself, as
That's
The
a
Rock's
good one.
longest.
First and foremost, Sunny V2, whoever does your animation and editing is dope. But what I want to say about the whole movie thing, I saw the movie, it was okay. It wasn't as bad as people made it out to be, but his theme song is dope, the Black Adam theme song. But as far as The Rock lying about this, one thing that did stand out to me is he said he checked with the finance people and then said what he said about the numbers. So maybe he was fed some false information. I don't know if someone from Marvel pulled the whole Drake thing. It was like, I fed him some fake information. I gave him the fake numbers and everything. like Drake supposedly fed Kendrick that information. But that could be the case. Maybe he was misinformed and he just regurgitated what he heard. But also, we got to remember on the other side of it, remember back in the day when The Rock was trying to fight to have Black Adam have his own movie, he didn't want him to have anything to do with Shazam and Zachary Levi. He wanted Black Adam to have his own thing, which never made any sense because Black Adam, Shazam, you think about both of those two when you think about the other one, right? So maybe he's like, okay, I finally fought for this. I finally take some people off along the way to make this movie. I put this movie on my back. I took a huge risk, and I don't want to accept the fact that I took an L. So that could be the case too. But again, I don't know the man. So we need some proof on a lot more of this stuff.
Running
and maybe he, and if he lied about contacting the finance people, that's crazy, man. That is crazy.
Most off-putting lies are on the topic of diet and exercise. For example, The Rock claimed to be eating a suspicious amount of food.
Anywhere between 6 to, well, I would say possible, almost 8,000 calories a day.
Which was quickly shut down by Greg Doucette.
There is no way The Rock burns off enough calories to average 6,000 to 8,000 calories a day and look like this. If he actually ate those kind of calories, 6,000 to 8,000 a day, he would be 100 pounds overweight.
Who went through The Rock's entire daily diet before adding this.
He described about 3,000 calories, maybe, but where do we get the 6 to 8 total thousand calories?
The Rock also uploaded a raw uncut leg workout, which he called intense and unlike anything I've ever done, which Greg went on to criticize.
But look at the grimaces on his face. Notice how hard he seems to be pushing. This is 2 plates on each side. A man of The Rock's stature, size, and strength, I would believe that this would be a cakewalk. Many bikini competitors could lift this much weight, and I'm not trying to strength shame him here, but I believe that you're lying when you say that this kicked your ass. There is no way that this was difficult for you.
Highlighting The Rock's most notable lie of all.
There's not a fucking chance in hell he's clean.
No. Yeah, so, okay, before they get into this stuff, because I know this is a whole different transition. Again, I don't know him. I don't know his nutritionist. I know his doctor. Could he eat 6,000 to 8,000 calories a day? I don't know, but it's not believable to me. It doesn't make any sense because in order for you to burn that off on a daily basis, you're going to have to be, we talking about, Black Adam in the DCEU, you're going to have to be Flash. You're going to have to be running around every day as Flash to burn 6,000 to 8,000 calories a day. That is a lot. It's a lot. How do you even have energy after, I get the itis after 1,000 calories. You doing 6 to 8? That is crazy, bro. I don't know. I need some people to confirm this. I don't know the guy who said that he was lying about this, but maybe he has a point. I don't know. You guys let me know.
Not a chance in hell. As big as The Rock is, at 50?
On the topic of steroids, Johnson has said he hasn't touched them since he was 18, when he tried them before college. Sure, you get a lot of people out there who will suspect and say shit. They want to negate the hard work you put in, although it's strange to see him only getting bigger, despite now being into his 50s. Eddie Hall gave his voice on what Dwayne might be using.
I would believe that The Rock would be on TRT, which is testosterone replacement therapy. A very good thing to do. It's actually very good for you, very healthy for you.
While Joe Joe Rogan theorized he was probably using more.
You can't even get there with HRT. That's not HRT.
Which was again echoed by Greg Doucette.
Not only do I not think he's natural, I don't think he's on HRT. I think he's on the kitchen sink. Whatever he can do.
Really?
I think he's on all of it and then some. You don't get big like that into your 50s compared to your 40s and 30s. Like you see some photos of him in his 30s, he's way bigger and leaner now.
This has helped him to earn the following title.
The Rock is the fakest celebrity in Hollywood.
And nothing solidified this harder than The Rock's recent Joe Rogan
Yeah, so really
episode.
quick, guys. I'm sorry that I keep stopping this because it's just I don't want to say he is on steroids, but there's something that happened because between the time that they showed that he was a slimmer Rock to him becoming huge, when I saw him, when they showed that he was in Fast and Furious 5, when he was in Fast 5, I was like, yo, that can't be The Rock. That gotta be CGI on some The Mummy Returns type of stuff, bro. It can't, because it looked like The Rock is on top of The Rock. Like The Rock ate The Rock. It's like there's no way he got big that fast. But and when I grew up, when I was growing up, when I was younger, my dad was a professional bodybuilder. He was a natural professional bodybuilder. And sometimes he would do shows with people who weren't natural because that's where most of the money was. Doing regular natural shows, they paid you good if you won. And he won quite a few of them. He became like Mr. Universe and IBF Pro. If I remember, like I think that's how you say it, but I could be saying it wrong. Bodybuilders, let me know. But he had a ton of trophies. And whenever he would compete with people who were actually using steroids, it was like an open thing where natural and steroid people can kind of compete. A lot of the people who were once doing natural, a year later, they will get huge like The Rock looked later. Now, again, I don't know if this guy's been shooting up, but I can see why people would assume that it happened. But if he did do that off of hard work, hey, man, it is what it is. It's your business.
I was very hyped for this podcast, but it was honestly quite boring. Rock unironically has some serious politician traits with how he takes the middle road and nods his way through anything potentially controversial Joe would say. As mentioned, The Rock tiptoed through the entire episode.
You could tell The Rock just did not want to give his opinion on anything, and he's walking on eggshells. He's definitely worried about saying anything controversial or getting canceled.
Additionally, The Rock avoided controversy by controlling every topic, leading to other comments such as, Rock has asked Joe about 100 questions so far, and I don't think Joe has asked Rock a single one. Joe is doing all the talking about the same old shit and I'm about to fall asleep. The whole episode just felt kind of weird, not only because of Joe previously calling The Rock a steroid user, but because The Rock had also called Joe Rogan out himself. I thought The Rock disowned Joe during the whole N-word incident. Back in 2022 when Joe posted this iconic video, The Rock stood firmly behind him by writing, "Great stuff here, brother. Perfectly articulated. Looking forward to coming on one day and breaking out the tequila with you," although his support was met with backlash. Dear The Rock, you're a hero to many people, and using your platform to defend Joe Rogan, a guy that used and laughed about using the N-word dozens of times, is a terrible use of your power. Have you actually listened to this man's many racist statements about black people, causing The Rock to fold instantly? Dear Don Winslow, thank you so much for this. I hear you as well as everyone here 100%. I was not aware of his N-word use prior to my comments, but now I've become educated to his complete narrative. Learning moment for me, showing he'd cave from the smallest bit of criticism. The Rock was the most sanitized, neutered, safe person I've ever heard audio of. Not one real opinion. He was like the breathing version of ChatGPT in 10 years. The Rock might be physically strong, but clearly has no public backbone, and nothing showed this more comically than
And that's crazy because it's like, yeah, I remember that interview and it was like awkward because you're used to Joe Rogan asking the hard-hitting questions, having these quick comeback on these questions, and he really wasn't doing that. And I thought that interview was going to be great, but it wasn't anything near what I thought it was. But at the same time, it's like, this guy has a lot of product. He is a product himself. So do you really want him to risk his career on possibly saying something that he ain't got no business saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I understand, the fan base feel like that. It makes him feel like a robot, like he's not human. But at the same time, if he's protecting and feeding his family, like what do you really want him to do at the end of the day? It's really strange. And also when he basically folded and said, "I understand where you're coming from. Thank you for educating me." Like, how do people get mad at him for doing that? But at the same time, when there's someone who doesn't fold like that and like, "No, I don't care what you guys say. I'm standing on this. You guys are stupid." Then people are gonna be like, What's wrong with him? Why is he fighting so hard? Why is he protecting Joe Rogan? What side of the road is he on? Is he supporting racist, seemingly, or whatever the case may be? And I remember at one point, The Rock got bullied out of the, what was it, John Henry movie because they said that he wasn't black enough. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that happened a while ago. So that's why I kind of don't really care too much about what the internet says unless it's something serious or sensitive, because they don't really know what they want. And sometimes people saying one thing isn't the same people saying something on the other end. So it's just like, you should just be yourself, try not to hurt people, and then let people feel the way they feel, because not everybody is going to like you. It doesn't matter how customer servicey you start to act with these things that you say online. So yeah, that's just, I don't know. It's
Recent
strange.
Maui controversy. After the island was burnt by fires, The Rock and Oprah launched the People's Fund of Maui, contributing $5 million each before asking the public to donate.
So we appreciate any support that you
Oh,
can
yeah.
give. What do I do? What do I do? This is what you do. The People's Fund of Maui.
The comments have since been turned off completely, yet they once echoed the sentiment, math ain't mathing with this one. You guys literally have so much money. You can donate it and make it back within a year. Now, The Rock didn't need to respond. His $5 million donation was already extremely generous, yet once again he couldn't handle the backlash and uploaded a video claiming he'd done the wrong thing.
When we first launched the fund, there was some backlash, and I want to address and acknowledge that backlash right now. And here's what I have to say about that. I get it, and I completely understand. And I could have been better. And next time I will be better.
The Rock doesn't even feel like a real person anymore. He's basically just a walking business.
Can't
with the
control
whole
what people think
walking
about you,
billboard
man, if you're in the
mentality
right.
becoming
Just let it
increasingly
go.
obvious to everyone.
He only has one mode, and that's sales mode.
For example, he simply had to celebrate his sold-out wrestling match with a massive swig of tequila. And what about the drink of choice for his first time trying In-N-Out? Well, again, 2 straight shots of his own brand of alcohol.
Why do
Not
people
exactly
care, though?
believable.
That's the weird part.
But what about this wholesome video where
that.
he pulls up to a tour bus? You guessed it, it's actually an ad.
We're building our second distillery, and we are the largest employer of everybody in Jesus Maria. I love Jesus Maria. Thank you, brother. Did you try the tequila?
By scrolling to any part of his Instagram, you can see that around 75% of his posts are sponsored, and the nickname Dwayne the Ad Johnson is therefore perfectly fitting. This, combined with everything else, has severely wounded his image. However, his recent actions with the WWE
But why does that matter, bro? Like, I'm not trying to defend The Rock. You know, there's some things here that I don't agree with. Like, you can't try to pacify and please everybody. You're going to put yourself in the corner and you'll never get out of it. And I think that's what started to happen here. But at the same time, because he's putting ads on his photos and, you know, promoting things on his Instagram, isn't that what most Instagram influencers do? They promote the clothes that they're making. They're promoting certain things about, let's say, if you're a content creator like myself, when it comes to wrestling, you're promoting things to get people to go to your YouTube channel. And at the end of the day, people are promoting things to try to make it go back to whatever they're trying to do to make money. Now, everybody isn't like that, but for the most part, that is pretty normal when it comes to people. It does make them feel robotic and like a salesperson, but to me, I feel like this, and maybe I'm alone on this. Again, I don't care what celebrities do, but if you don't like what he's doing on his page, if you don't like what he's posting, unfollow him, just block him. And that goes for anyone else for that matter. Why do you have to consume his content when you don't like what he's doing? I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me.
Have dealt the final blow. On the 23rd of January 2024, The Rock became a WWE board member and a voice for what takes place in the show. The Rock ensured the audience, "At my core, I'm a builder who builds for and serves the people, although so far he hasn't served anyone beside himself." How might you ask? Well, you'll need a bit of backstory. Roman Reigns was WWE champion for roughly 3 whole years, although it was hinted that the widely adored Cody Rhodes would be next to take the title. The two had a long-running feud, so their matchup seemed perfect, and Cody had just won the Royal Rumble, the winner of which normally goes on to face the champ. Well, after all the hype had built, Cody Rhodes unexpectedly told Roman he didn't want to face him, randomly subbing himself out for The Rock, who had no place in the story. Suspiciously, this was only 10 days after Dwayne became a board member, with many believing The Rock had simply written himself into their feud. The highlight therefore gained over 700,000 dislikes, being given the title of the most hated WWE move ever, since the highlight is now the WWE's most disliked video. The backlash was so severe that the story was totally changed, with Cody successfully beating Roman in April, after which The Rock announced he was leaving. The story led some fans to state, "I swear I haven't watched this much wrestling in years, although The Rock's personal following hasn't been so healthy." Only 12 months ago, The Rock was gaining 5 million followers per month, although through everything discussed in this video, The Rock is now losing fans for the very first time ever.
Here's the thing. I don't know The Rock. That's what I have to say at the end of the day. So I'm not gonna be here to try to fight and defend this guy. I don't know what he does. I don't know why he does what he does. What he did with coming to WWE or becoming part of TKO, the board member, and doing what he did with that match, that was pretty crazy. You know, I'll agree with that. But at the end of the day, I don't know if lying about an In-N-Out burger is enough for him to lose those type of subscribers, or for him to perceptually or seemingly lie about the numbers at the box office. That's going to cause that, or lying about, well, you know, honestly, lying about whatever calories he's been consuming, and as far as him being natural and things like that. That is a problem, because a lot of people don't like when people who are fitness influencers or whatever the case may be, and they're perpetrating false information. You know, they're telling people false things, like I'm doing this and this, and you find out that that's not the truth. That does mess up the image of the person if they feel like they're lying all the time. And then that does make you, you know, lose interest to follow this person, because everybody follows The Rock for the most part because they feel like he's a genuine person. He tells the truth. He works hard. He tries to do what's best for people. But when he's doing things that seem like the opposite, people are like, yo, the whole reason I even care about you is because of this, and you're showing me you're somebody completely different than what we've been seeing online. And that's why I don't take social media seriously. You don't know who anyone is, regardless if you like them or you don't like them. You don't know who they are behind closed doors or in their personal relationships. So at the end of the day, what can I say about this, man? I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys believe most of the stuff? Sunny V2 again with another great video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Salute, peace, have a good day.